Hello, this is Tim Campbell with Action Coach Business Coaching with my Survive and Thrive Business Spotlight series. The purpose is to interview local business owners to promote them through my social channels and email database, as well as provide them with some coaching. This is a free service I'm providing to support local businesses because if we save every business, we save the economy. Today, I have the pleasure of talking with Christie. Welcome, Christie. It's great to have you on the program today.
Hello, Tim. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, hey, let's get started. Tell me a little bit about yourself. And if you had 60 seconds to promote your business, what would you want everyone to know?
Okay, so I will keep my about me less than 60 seconds. But I have served in the senior living space, so like senior living communities, since 2012. And so I've done that by way of representation of a salesperson. So families come to me, they need information, and then they're just like, send help. And in that, I have found that my sweet spot is hearing the problem and delivering the solution or connecting to local resources. And so I left the senior living community style living actually February of this year, right before COVID, and really just started branching out on my own with CAREbyChristie. And what that is transforming overwhelmed caregivers who I have seen time and time again into confident caregetters. Caregetters is a word that I have made up, and I realize that that is made up. But the purpose of that is to help these caregivers transform into their own personal power through interpersonal discovery and really tapping into themselves. And I have found in serving this long in this space that what I'm hearing is people give them clinical resources or things to help their loved one or things to help everybody but them, and they are my people. So that is what this is. It's evolving and growing, and essentially caregivers are my people, and that's what I'm looking for.
Fantastic. So you just mentioned that you started in February, right before COVID. Yeah.
Why wouldn't I? Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about who you serve. What's your ideal client? And we call that your target audience.
Yeah, for sure. So in the senior living world, we call them adult children. I don't really love that term necessarily. And so that's why I've made up caregetters, but caregivers that are caring for an aging loved one. So sometimes it's their parent, sometimes it's a spouse, sometimes it's just an extended family member. Anybody that is serving out care to others besides themselves. And so I get that that's kind of broad, which is why the elder caregivers are really my sweet spot.
Fantastic. Wonderful. And tell me, what has been the greatest impact that COVID has had on your launch?
Yeah, so virtual. I know that that's probably what you hear a lot because that's the only option we have. But I am very this is how I talk and this is how I am. I'm at a standing desk. So for me, being in front of people and transferring that energy is what I was truly building my business on. And shifting to the virtual format where it's already having to teach people what I'm trying to share with them through virtual platforms has really just forced me to learn technology. And I get that I'm a millennial and I should know, but I don't know anything. And now I'm a Zoom master, and I'm finding that I need something, and then I will find the technology that solves my problem and learn how to do that technology. So my boyfriend jokes that I'm now a technology master.
Well, good for you. So what are one or two specific actions that you've taken to make a difference during all this craziness, and how's that worked for you?
Yeah, so probably the number one thing, the big thing for me is I'm already very big picture. If I can see the whole picture, that helps me create action items to get us to that goal or to accomplish my goal. And so stepping out, I've found working from home, now I'm in an office space, but working from home, everything meshes together. And so you get that what am I even doing? Why isn't the needle moving forward, or why am I not getting traction? And so I've just learned that when I'm feeling that way, it's time to take a step back and see the big picture. I've got Post-its all over town of the vision and the purpose and my mission. And so tapping back into those things has helped me stay aligned, get back in alignment. And then the second one, it's really more personal, but it's just they're like catching the negative thoughts that come up. So like noticing them, just being with them, and then seeing if they're true or false. Because a lot of, I think, being an entrepreneur and being new to this, I think that there's lots of doubt and fear that can be overcome just by challenge. Like, it's not even true.
Yeah.
Christie made that up entirely.
Yeah.
So just being able to like check back in with myself and being like, wait a second.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Fear is a huge barrier to success. We actually define fear as false expectations appearing real.
I like that.
So we all have that negative talk in our heads, right? That we tell ourselves that that's not possible, that can't happen, or here's the horrible thing that's going to happen. And usually everything we tell ourselves is the worst case scenario, and almost never does the worst case scenario happen. But it's crazy how much that can paralyze us from moving forward. So
totally.
It's awesome that you're addressing that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good for you.
Trying.
So here's an interesting question. It's been said that smart people learn from their mistakes and wise people learn from the mistakes of others. So what mistakes have you made along the way, and how can other entrepreneurs learn from your experience?
So I just shared yesterday my very first podcast trailer. It's only 3 minutes, like nothing crazy. And I shared, when sharing that I've been holding on to it for a hot minute because I wanted it to be perfect. It doesn't even exist. That's not even like a thing. And so done is better than perfect is my new motto. I have it everywhere because when I do something and it's just done, I can build upon it.
Yeah.
If I don't get it out, how will anybody hear episode 1?
Yeah.
Or how will we grow upon this if I don't get the trailer out, or if I don't go live on Facebook, or those types of things that seem scary because we want them to be perfect before we do them. Just do it.
Yeah. Fantastic. Progress versus perfection, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And perfection by whose standards? Like
that goes back to our self-talk, our self-beliefs, right?
Right.
Of, hey, somebody's going to make fun of me or reject me or tell me
they're
it's
going to anyways.
Right?
That's probably got something to do with them and not you.
Exactly. So good for you. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. So second last question here. I'm going to get your contact information and ways for people to reach out to you, but anything else that I should include in that? Or is there any type of offer that you have for folks who want to learn more about what you do?
Yeah, for sure. So what I have been doing in my next one, I'll send you the date. It's going to be in October, but I've been holding monthly free webinars. Okay. And so what that looks like is really just painting the picture, telling people a little bit more in depth about my background and what I've seen and how this came to be. And then after that webinar leads them to an opportunity to work with me one-on-one. Okay. And then I know you said that you would share my website, and there are the ways to work with me personally on there as well. So,
okay. Fantastic.
And podcast coming soon.
Wonderful. So as I'm out thinking about, people to introduce you to, who would be a great person to send your way? Yeah.
So 2-part, and this is always kind of how I'm going to operate. I've just learned this through CAREbyChristie's evolution, is serving in that space for so long. I have a deep appreciation for the people that serve seniors. Okay. So elder law attorneys, financial advisors, insurance providers. And so those people would benefit from knowing the information that I'm sharing to pass along to the caregivers, because typically that's their trusted advisor. And then out in the world, I think that there's a misconception that this doesn't apply to me. Like I'm not a caregiver. Like, who are you talking to? And I think that part of my mission is to overcome that. And it's okay. It's okay to be a caregiver. You just have to be a caregetter that gets some care for yourself. So anybody that is caring for their parents or their loved ones or spouse, those are my people.
Got it. Yeah, but I can see how that might be confusing because caregiver has the initial connotation of the people getting paid to
Yep.
get care,
Yep.
right? As
Yeah.
opposed to I'm taking care of my parents.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Or they think that because they're not getting paid or compensated, that they don't qualify as that. But really, those are the people that need what I'm offering the very, very most.
Fantastic. Great. Well, last question here, Christie. Tell me what's been most inspiring to you in today's crazy world?
Yeah. So you may have heard of him, but Jim Fortin is who I'm most obsessed with lately. And his Be Do Have, it's really ringing true for me. And it's a filter or a lens, I feel like, that I'm sending everything through. So if I'm preaching self-care and I'm preaching all of this self-trust, but I'm not growing my self-trust, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So really being what I'm saying that I'm going to be and doing what I say I'm going to do and having what I want to have is people overcoming this and getting clarity in their role. So I know by doing those two things, I'll get to that. And so that's keeping me inspired.
Fantastic. We actually coined that as the formula for success. So be times do equals have. It's just an awesome philosophy to live by. So
I only recently learned of it. And so it has completely shifted everything for me. So I love it.
You know, the other fun thing about that is, you know, we all want to have certain things out of life, right? And those of us who have gotten into business for ourselves believe that's a better way to get there. But the mistake that most business owners make is we focus all on the do, right?
Yeah.
We're just going to do more. We're going to work harder. We're going to work longer. And eventually we burn out. So I love your focus on the be, because we have to become the type of person that's able to let go and outsource or hire, right? And learn how to be more efficient and effective with technology, as you mentioned earlier, or learn how to become a more efficient and effective business owner by, you know, just growing ourselves as leaders. So fantastic.
For sure.
Great for you for bringing that into your repertoire so early in your business owner career.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, hey, Christie, this has been wonderful. That does conclude our interview. I would like to offer to yourself, as well as everybody listening to this, an opportunity to have a complimentary coaching session with me. It's a way for me to continue to give back to the business community. It's a deep dive into the business to identify opportunities and strategies to help take the business to the next level. It's a no obligation, no pressure. It's not a sales pitch. It's all about helping business owners. So I'm going to include that information on this post when I put this out for anyone to take advantage of. So Christie, again, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate your insights, and it's wonderful that you're so energetic in all this crazy time, and I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All right. Take care.
Thanks. You too. Bye-bye.